Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the author and creator of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. So, if you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Serena Shoup. Serena is a corporate CPA turned bookkeeping business CEO, mentor for other bookkeepers, accountants, and mom of 3. Serena built her business as a side hustle to motherhood when she left corporate to have her second daughter. She's passionate about helping business owners become CEOs and take control of their money through her company, Of Course Financial. And she hosts the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast, dedicated to elevating the bookkeeping and accounting profession. Serena, welcome to Goalbusters.
Hello, Robin. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Serena?
I'm in Arizona in the United States, in northern Arizona. A lot of people are like, oh, it must be so hot. And actually, no, I'm in the mountains. We get snow and all 4 seasons. So it's not blistering hot desert.
Oh no, you've just exploded the myth that was in my mind as well. Thank you for clarifying that. I didn't even know Arizona had mountains. That's how ignorant I am about your country. Oh dear. That's embarrassing. All right, shall we do the questions instead?
Let's go for it.
All right, I'll get the clock up on the screen. And there we go. Serena, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is an online entrepreneur, either DIYing their bookkeeping or starting to grow and scale, who wants to understand their numbers so they can grow their numbers and increase their profits and impact.
All right, that's very succinct and clear, and it's what I would expect from an accountant. So what exactly is the problem that you solve, please, Serena?
Well, we help business owners stop avoiding their numbers mainly. That is a trend that just a lot of entrepreneurs either feel overwhelmed by their finances or they aren't really sure how to use their numbers to grow. So we try to make bookkeeping approachable and actionable so that they can stop guessing and start growing their business and strategizing.
Excellent, thank you. And so what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that would help them to solve their bookkeeping problems themselves?
Yeah, so I actually had been listening to a few of your past episodes, and one recently, your LinkedIn expert was talking about watering the money tree. And mine is similar in that I don't use that metaphor, but maybe I'll borrow it in the future. But I like people to schedule a monthly money date with themselves. So during that time, review your income, your expenses, your cash flow. Even just 30 minutes a month can give you a better pulse on your business and help you spot opportunities or problems early on. And my bonus tip there is to take your financial reports and pop them into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to interpret and explain your reports like you're not a numbers person. So that's my little bonus tip there.
Oh, excellent. And that's a really good tip. Although my extra tip that I would add to that is always get ChatGPT to just double check itself.
Yes,
It has been known to make
definitely.
mistakes.
It tends to make math mistakes, so I wouldn't rely on it heavily, but at least it can pinpoint some areas you want to
Yes,
focus
you're
on.
not suggesting ask it to do your bookkeeping. That's going too far.
No.
All right. So now that we have a better understanding of what you do, Serena, let's have a look at diving into goal busting itself, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals. Could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please?
Yeah, I guess when it comes to really any productivity, but in this context, we're talking about numbers and bookkeeping. I always like to tie your tasks to outcomes. So it's kind of a mindset shift, but also a productivity hack. So instead of saying like I need to work on my bookkeeping, shift the focus to why and say I'm reviewing my financials so I can make informed decisions and hit my revenue goal. And that mental shift does create more purpose and momentum. And then also batching your financial admin tasks like client invoicing, reconciliations, or your budgeting, or just looking at your bank account. Batch all that together because it's going to save time and reduce context switching, which I'm sure you've talked about in productivity. So yeah, that's my big one there. I also personally like to plan out my entire week, just weeks at a time. I will look to see what's on my calendar for the week ahead and put it in my paper planner and really figure out like how much time I actually have to do the tasks and related to the goals that I have. So that's my personal little productivity hack.
Yeah, and never underestimate the power of pen and paper as well.
Mhm.
Everything being done on computers and phones these days. I hate it personally. I understand the value of it sometimes, but other times you need to be able to see it in your own scribble on your own scrappy bits of paper or beautiful notepads that you buy for yourself. It's really
Yes.
helpful.
Absolutely. I mean, I live and die by my digital calendar. Everything goes in that,
Yes,
but I sit down once a week. I write everything down in my weekly spread so I can just at a glance see my entire week. And just the act of writing something down does something with your subconscious that kind of solidifies it in there so that you remember what's going on a little bit better.
absolutely. I still do that every single day. I write down what I want to get done today on paper, on
Yeah.
and it definitely goes in a lot more than if I have it written down on the screen. Yeah, perfect. Now, before I ask you the final question, I have an extra question for you regarding what you do.
Mhm.
When you're talking about bookkeeping, I noticed that you don't mention tax because that would be very region centric. That depends on what state you're in, what country you're in, what continent you're on. I presume you do that, but what I've heard you talk about is just looking at the financials of your business, which would be universal. Am I right about that?
You are right on that. We do offer sales tax, which is very specific to the United States. All of our clients are based here. But we don't, I usually partner with another firm or other multiple firms to offer income tax. So I don't do taxes necessarily,
Right.
just sales tax.
So I'm the way I'm hearing that is that you can offer a global service because the tax thing is very much a local thing,
Yeah.
but the rest of it is just it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, the numbers
Yep.
are the same.
Numbers are numbers.
That's right. Yes. Unless you're into some kind of super physics. Yeah, well, we won't go there. Right. So finally, what should I have asked you today, Serena, that I didn't? And your answer, please.
I would say, what's the biggest money mindset shift that changes how people grow their businesses? And my answer would be to stop seeing your numbers as judgment and stop telling yourself that you're bad with numbers because the numbers are simply feedback to what's going on in your business and honestly, your personal life as well. You can look at it the same way. And so the sooner that you can look at your finances objectively, the faster you can use them to fuel your growth. And again, my bonus tip is to take those numbers and put them in ChatGPT and have that explain it to you in an objective fashion and help you pinpoint areas that you can improve with your numbers. So,
Very, very interesting. It's always intriguing to hear new uses for AI as well. The media makes out AI is all evil and bad, but not when you're using it for your day-to-day business. Not necessarily the case at all.
yeah.
It can be very useful indeed. All right, thank you. So I do have, with time is up, and that was beautifully timed. So I do have another question for you, which I always ask at this point, which is a two-parter. How can people get hold of you? And secondly, do you have any like valuable free resources that they could reach you with, which is a very good way of finding out more about what you do as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the best place to find me is my website, of course, bookkeeping.com. Or Instagram. I like to hang out on Instagram, so I'm at of course financial on Instagram. And I do have a free resource for anyone that is doing their own bookkeeping or maybe starting a business and kind of confused about where to start with that. If you go to ofcoursebookkeeping.com/guide, it's a few page PDF with a checklist of what you should be doing with your bookkeeping every month, how to interpret certain reports, and some little bit of like tax guidance in there on what you can write off, especially for the online space. So there's some specific things in there. So yeah.
Oh, perfect. And for people that aren't familiar with it, you are not, it's not a verbal trip. Your website really is called ofcoursebookkeeping.com. You're not saying, of course it is. So,
Yeah.
and it's a lovely little play on words, actually. I've looked at your website. It's a lovely play on words about course content and so on and so forth. So that's really,
Yeah, it's great
really cool.
SEO.
Yes, it's great SEO. And yes, it's not a verbal slip of the tongue. It's genuinely ofcoursebookkeeping.com. Perfect. Serena, that has been wonderful. Thank you so much. I found that really interesting. And you've opened my mind to some skill sets, particularly like using ChatGPT to explain things. With that proviso, always make sure that you ask it to double check and give you some sources as well if it does double check, because
Yes.
otherwise it could lead you on a merry dance, but not if you're careful.
Awesome. Yes. Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share. It was a blast.
It was a blast. It was lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for doing this today. Serena Shoup, thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.